Welcome, everyone, to week 2 of Teach Me PCB. First off, I really want to thank everybody for all that you're doing. The community engagement this time around is phenomenal. It's nothing I expected. And quite frankly, I'm still learning how to deal with it all and handle it. But I really want to thank everyone who's helping to step up and be a part of that. We've got some new moderators in the Discord channel. By the way, we have a Discord channel. Didn't this time last week with like 112 members now. It's pretty crazy. So thank you to our moderators. We've got Emil, we've got Brian, Lindhall Engineering. We've got boosters, Mark Trim, and I think I'm missing some people, but my other monitor's way over there, so I'll catch you guys next week. I know I'm missing at least one person, but anyhow, thank you for everything that you're doing. I really appreciate it. All right, so week 2. I've got one more big fat book that I've written for you. It's like 9,000 words. It's pretty crazy. You probably want to read it in chunks. It's going to go through the whole overview process, tell you how boards are built, that sort of thing. And hi, Brian. I see you over there. It'll be everything's a little bit delayed, but you'll see it there. Anyhow, when we get started, and I think I can bring up this list for you. Let me try it anyway. Come here, Chester. There we go. Sometimes my kitty gets sad. Anyhow, make sure that you upload a profile pic. We're trying to help build a community, and part of that is not letting everybody just kind of hide in anonymity. I totally get that you guys don't want all of your personal information on the internet, and I'm totally cool with that. I'm behind you. That's why I recommend going and getting an avatar. Just go make up something, right? We still start associating a name with a face, but it's not your face. Nothing wrong with that, so please do that for me. Make sure that you've got your email and your notification settings the way that you want. I don't want the course to spam you. I want it to notify you with things that you find important. But part of that is going through the granularity of all the settings and adjusting them to suit your particular needs. We did discover that the QR code, because you can log into the course with your phone and you can download it, but the QR code doesn't log in unless I pay them like $270, and I'm not paying them $270. Set your forums to daily digest so you don't get spammed when people post things. One thing you'll like about this week's forum is they're going to be unique to the EDA software that you chose. So if you've got questions on KiCad or KiCad, that's all you're going to see. You're not going to see stuff on Eagle. It's one of the reasons I made you choose your course last week. You should have read all of the content. Maybe join the Discord if you're comfortable doing that, and you should have posted in the introductory forum so we know who you are. This week, you are going to do 2 things. Let me bring that up for you. One, you're going to read that freaking novel that I wrote. It's like 9,800 words. Sorry about that. I'm verbose. And I accidentally deleted a lot of it too. Sorry. But then you're also going to learn how to use your EDA tool, right? There are options online, a lot of YouTube videos. I posted one example. But I want you guys to go out and learn how to find them on your own. So rather than going and finding them for you, I created a wiki that you can add and subtract stuff from. And in that wiki, if you find a useful tool, add it. Part of this is teaching you guys how to be independent on your own. I could find resources for you in about 5 minutes, but so can you. And that's what you need to do to be a successful engineer, right? You need to reach out. You need to learn how to search stuff. So that's the thinking behind that. But once you find it, share it with your fellow engineer. There's also a forum for you. There's also the Discord for you. All sorts of fun stuff. But before we get going too far, I did want to share one other thing with you that I can hopefully pull up here. My friend Eric Bogatin just published a new book for those of you that like to read. This guy, Eric Bogatin, is a friend of mine, and he is a freaking Santa Claus. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I love him. Just a great guy. Writes great stuff. So if you're the kind of learner that likes to read books, this is available through Our Tech House Publishing. But it's like, I don't know what it is, $70-80. It's kind of pricey. I will give you as much information as I can. I don't plagiarize anything, but I will use his inspiration to adapt this course, I promise you. And then one other thing that I'm going to do this week, let's bring up a different camera. Or you know something? I can do this. There we go. Nope. There we go. So I've seen in the forums a lot of people want to go out and buy soldering irons. And I don't want you to do that just yet. Sometime this week, and if you have times that you need it to happen in the forums, let me know. But I'm going to review a bunch of really inexpensive irons. I just picked an assortment of them off the internet. There's all sorts of different ones. One that plugs in. I got one of those USB ones with an OLED display. It's kind of turned sideways. I got I don't even know what this one is. And I'll give you links to these once we figure out how they work. One with a digital display, and then one that I'm sure I'm not going to recommend, one that has an automatic solder feeder on it. So I'm going to use each one of those to put some parts on a sample board, just so you can see how it works, how you add parts, and you can decide if this is the type of thing for you, or if you want to spend a couple more bucks and get a $100 soldering station with hot air reflow and all that. So I've got all that set up. I just need time to do it, but that'll be available to you too. Let me bring up for questions in case anybody has any. I've been clicking all around. Hi, Craig. So we've got a few viewers. Did you guys have any questions or comments or concerns on any of this stuff while we're here? I'm happy to take a couple questions since I have you on live. Looks like we've got 4 people. It was on an announced stream. I mean like that. So if not, that's about it. I'm ready to release the content now. I was going to wait till midnight unless you guys want it a little earlier. I could release it today. Actually, I could release it right now if it's something that you're interested in. Do you have any comments? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Still suffering from information overload. God, yeah. Yeah. We're putting a lot at you. And I'm putting a lot at you this week, too. I want to be clear from the stuff that I'm posting, right? The circuit analysis, all of that. You do not need to understand that to be able to do what we're about to do. I put it up there because this course is designed for electrical engineers. We take all comers. But the EEs like that type of stuff. It helps them understand the circuits. It helps them understand how to go off and build their own designs later on. If you don't get it, you don't get it. You'll pick up a little bit of it. And then the next time you go through it, you'll pick up a little more. And then the next time you'll pick up a little more, and that's totally okay. There's this great saying for thermodynamics, and I don't remember the quote right off, but it goes something to the extent of, the first time I studied thermodynamics, I had no idea what was going on. The second time, though, I went through and I thought I picked up everything, but maybe one or two little pieces. And the third time I took thermodynamics, I was so used to not knowing what was going on, it wasn't stressful anymore, or something along those lines. But basically the point being, pick it up little by little. Let it sink in little by little. This isn't a geography class where you can go and just, memorize locations on a map. This is going to start doing critical thinking and application, and that is so much harder than, rote memorization and recitation. So cut yourself some slack. We'll get through it together. Everything's good for me so far. The only thing that didn't make at least some sense was the USB page. I'll have to go back and look at that. I certainly have some comments and questions in the issues and discussion forum that I need to go through. I haven't yet. Time has been a crunch. It might not seem like it on your end, but I've been pulling like 10 and 11-hour days with work and the course and everything. So getting to everything's a little tough. We're hoping that we can hire a graphic designer here pretty quick that I can offload the graphic stuff to. That'll help me a lot, save some time. And then I also got a message from a friend of mine who asked about teaching a course on Teach Me PCB or Udemy or something, but furthering the discussion, which is a long-term goal of ours. One other thing, though, I will share with you. Start thinking about what you want your keypad to look like, right? I did a brain. Oh, where is it? I'll just do it on this camera. I did a brain. Jesse did a skull. Do something different. Don't do a brain. Don't do a skull. Don't do a rectangle. Come up with something interesting and meaningful to you. It'll mean more to you at the end. Okay, we are getting more comments. I wish I had a way to show them to you. That rings very true. Didn't understand thermodynamics. Yeah, right. That was a hard course. I got in trouble in that class. This is bragging, but I don't mean to brag. But I was like 15%. The course was on a curve, and I was like 15% higher than like the next closest person. And that's not saying much. It was like maybe a C plus, type work. They were just doing much worse. But yeah, I didn't make any friends in that class. Recommendations on solder would help as well as irons. Diameter composition, lead versus non-lead. Okay, so there's a little bit on solder. It's not enough, but there's a little bit on solder in the course, right, or in what I'm about to release. I will cover it, but what I'll tell you for what we're doing, the type of solder that I tend to use is really, really, really fine. Let me see if I have micrometer calipers handy. The smaller the better, because then you can control with greater ease. So this stuff is 0.42 mil, if I'm measuring it correctly. Oh, I'm sorry, millimeters, 0.42 millimeters. That makes more sense. So 16 mil, 1/64th of an inch. And I find it provides greater granular control. The other kind of solder that you can use, I haven't done the videos on this yet, but I plan to, is this stuff called solder paste. So it's got metal and flux mixed all together, and you spread that on a stencil, which I must, oh, here it is. Thought I had it within arm's reach. So you spread that on a stencil, and I'll do a video for that too. That is the easier way to assemble, in my opinion. Stay. That is the easier way to assemble, in my opinion, but it's also requires hot air, usually. You can do it with an iron afterwards, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So we've got... So when I do the soldering, I'll do it with different solders when I do that demonstration too. I've been eyeing the Bogatin book. Is it pricey? It is pricey. It's our tech house. Only like 30% of the profits go to the writer. So the writer has to jack it up so that they offset what they're going to lose with marketing and that sort of thing. I don't really need or an overhead. Thanks for all your effort in putting this together. Absolutely, guys. I do like teaching. It's a lot of fun. We do have to find a way to demonstrate value to the sponsors, right? They want an ROI, return on investment. So at some point, maybe in the next week, I might ask for some demographic information. Like if you're a student, nobody expects you to buy anything. But if you are a company, especially a company in the US, I might ask you, and you don't have to answer, but I might ask you, are you comfortable buying from one of these companies? Does the course influence you in that direction, right? That would be value to them. It would really be valuable if you went and bought something from them. But unless you're a big company, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm going to show you how to do it cheaply, affordably, for budget engineering. If you do have 1,000 boards you need to make, yeah, go to Royal Circuits, go to aapcb.com. We will absolutely take care of you. If you're buying a single board, you're better off going through Oshpark. That's just financially. Because Royal, when you order it from them, they're going to make a whole panel of your design. And if you only need one, you're wasting all that other space. So if, you know, like here I bought 5, this would be like a half panel. So I could buy this from Royal and I could split, or I had 6, I guess. I could split this with another customer. Just say, hey, I don't really care about the stack up choices. Just put my panel on with somebody else and I would still get it fast. It's like the Oshpark model, right? It's just if you're buying a single board like this, there's cheaper ways to do it for Proto, but I can walk you through all that as we go along. Okay, what else do we have? I think that's about it. All right, do you guys want me to release the content today, or would you prefer that I wait till Monday so you can enjoy what's left of your Sunday? I mean, you could just forget about it anyway, but no? Nothing? Well, there's also the delay. Okay, well, if you want to be notified when I do that soldering iron, and it might be multiple streams because it will, I anticipate, take a while. I'm going to put a thermal camera on these and see if they're accurate to the temperatures that they say they are. Make sure you like and subscribe. Put that little bell button. You can always delete it later if I start to annoy you. So, today, please. Okay, I might as well release it today. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. As soon as this video processes, I'll add it to the announcement. Usually takes about an hour, and then the materials will be available to you at that time. I can even maybe figure out how to do it quicker. Look for it within an hour. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you later.